Hello guys, welcome to Infinite Stories. Please leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories. Let's get into the story. Beatrice Hughes had always been surrounded by luxury, but wealth had never satisfied her longing for genuine connection. As the only child of a successful business tycoon, her life was a carousel of opulence and obligation. Despite her outwardly perfect existence, Beatrice yearned for a love that would see beyond her inheritance and appreciate her for who she truly was. When Austin Chambers entered her life, it was as though all her prayers had been answered. Handsome, charming, and attentive, he seemed to be everything she had ever dreamed of. Their courtship was a whirlwind of romantic gestures, midnight serenades, candlelit dinners, and spontaneous weekend getaways. Beatrice was utterly captivated, convinced she had found her soulmate. When Austin proposed beneath the twinkling lights of the Eiffel Tower, she eagerly said yes, believing she had finally found her happily ever after. Their wedding was a grand affair, one fit for royalty. Friends and family gathered to witness their union, including Sophia, Beatrice's best friend since childhood. Sophia was the life of the party, her quick wit and radiant energy complementing Beatrice's more reserved demeanor. Beatrice treasured their friendship and felt grateful to have both Austin and Sophia by her side. But amidst the joyous celebration, there were subtle moments that went unnoticed. The way Austin's eyes lingered on Sophia a moment too long, the shared whispers that left Beatrice feeling momentarily excluded, these fleeting instances seemed insignificant in the glow of newlywed bliss. Yet, they planted seeds of unease, seeds that would later grow into a tangled web of betrayal and heartbreak. The first few months of Beatrice and Austin's marriage felt like a dream. They traveled the world, exploring exotic destinations and building what Beatrice believed was an unshakable bond. Austin's every word and action seemed to affirm his love for her. He showered her with gifts and affection, often telling her how lucky he felt to have her as his wife. To Beatrice, he was the epitome of a devoted husband, and she reveled in the happiness their life together promised. Sophia remained a constant presence in their lives, frequently joining them for dinner parties and weekend getaways. Beatrice cherished the moments when her two favorite people laughed and joked together, never imagining the sinister undercurrents beneath their camaraderie. But perfection, as Beatrice would soon learn, is often an illusion. Austin began taking more frequent business trips, leaving Beatrice alone for days at a time. Sophia, always the loyal friend, stepped in to keep her company. The two women would spend hours reminiscing about their childhood and dreaming about the future. Yet, as time passed, Sophia's visits became less about companionship and more about subtle manipulation. She began planting seeds of doubt, questioning Austin's absences and hinting at his potential infidelity. Beatrice dismissed these remarks as baseless, unwilling to entertain the idea that her perfect marriage could be anything less than genuine. She was blind to the cracks forming beneath the surface, cracks that threatened to shatter her world entirely. Life took an unexpected turn one rainy evening. Beatrice, returning from a charity event, was involved in a devastating car accident. The crash left her blinded and deafened, her world reduced to silence and darkness. Austin, devastated, or so it seemed, vowed to be her anchor through the storm. Sophia was equally supportive, promising to help Beatrice navigate her new reality. However, as days turned into weeks, Beatrice sensed something amiss. She felt Austin's warmth fade and Sophia's presence shift from comforting to overbearing. Though cut off from her senses, Beatrice's intuition grew sharper. She began to notice gaps in conversations, missed touches, and a growing distance in Austin's behavior. What she couldn't know was that her tragedy had become a twisted opportunity for betrayal. In her vulnerability, the stage was set for deception to thrive. One fateful day, Beatrice stumbled into Austin and Sophia's embrace, their whispered confessions of love piercing the silence of her shattered world. They had been carrying on an affair, emboldened by her disability. Devastated, Beatrice felt trapped, unable to confront them. Their plan to take control of her wealth unfolded before her, with no regard for her once sacred trust. Alone in her misery, Beatrice realized she had underestimated the depth of their betrayal. It wasn't just an affair. They were scheming to strip her of everything. Slowly, her sorrow began to transform into resolve. She wouldn't let them win, but first, she needed to regain control over her life. Months later, during a routine visit to a specialist, Beatrice experienced a miracle. Her sight and hearing began to return in fragments. The world around her, though overwhelming, was a revelation. She chose to keep her recovery a secret, believing her blindness and deafness gave her a unique advantage over her enemies. Beatrice quietly observed Austin and Sophia, their true natures laid bare in their careless plotting. With her senses returning, she decided it was time to play their game, on her terms. She would let them believe she was still helpless, all the while devising a strategy for her revenge. Pretending to remain oblivious, Beatrice began piecing together their plan. She overheard their discussions of forged documents and underhanded schemes to transfer her assets. Her heart ached, but her resolve only strengthened. She enlisted the help of a trusted confidant, an old lawyer her family had employed for years, ensuring she had an ally in her fight. To maintain the illusion, Beatrice feigned clumsiness and confusion, letting Austin and Sophia grow overconfident in their deceit. Every move they made only deepened their web of lies, and Beatrice documented everything, knowing the time for confrontation was drawing near. Beatrice began to subtly manipulate the situation. She pretended to sign off on the fraudulent papers they presented, knowing they were sealing their own doom. She ensured their names were on key documents implicating them in the theft of her fortune. Meanwhile, her confidant worked behind the scenes, gathering irrefutable evidence of their betrayal. Austin and Sophia were none the wiser, reveling in their perceived victory. They discussed their plans openly in front of her, assuming she was incapable of understanding. Beatrice's silence became her weapon, and every word they spoke became ammunition for the final confrontation. As their scheme progressed, Austin and Sophia began to turn on each other. Greed and mistrust crept into their partnership, leading to heated arguments and petty accusations. Beatrice watched as their alliance weakened, the cracks in their facade growing wider with each passing day. She continued to play the role of the helpless victim, but her inner strength grew with every passing moment. The time was nearing for her to reveal the truth, and she was determined to do so in a way that would leave them reeling. Beatrice orchestrated a grand event, a dinner party at the mansion, to unveil the truth. She invited friends, family, and business associates, ensuring there would be witnesses to her revelation. Austin and Sophia, oblivious to her plans, believed the evening was a celebration of their success. As the night unfolded, Beatrice stood and addressed the crowd. To everyone's shock, she revealed she had regained her sight and hearing. With cold precision, she exposed Austin and Sophia's betrayal, presenting the evidence she had gathered. The room erupted in chaos as the truth unraveled. Austin and Sophia's faces turned pale as the gravity of their actions sank in. Beatrice didn't stop at exposing them. She ensured they faced legal consequences. Her lawyer presented the fraudulent documents and recordings of their confessions, sealing their fate. As they were escorted away by authorities, Beatrice felt a sense of liberation. She had reclaimed her power and her life. Though deeply wounded, she vowed to rebuild, stronger and wiser. The experience taught her the depths of human deception, but also the resilience of the human spirit. Beatrice was ready to begin anew, leaving the ghosts of betrayal behind. After Austin and Sophia's arrest, Beatrice faced the daunting task of rebuilding her life. The mansion that once felt like a sanctuary was now filled with haunting memories of betrayal. Yet, instead of succumbing to despair, Beatrice chose to channel her pain into a new purpose. She began renovating the mansion, stripping away the remnants of her old life and creating a space that reflected her newfound strength. Each room became a testament to her resilience, a reminder of the power she had reclaimed. Beatrice also reached out to trusted advisors and friends who had distanced themselves during her marriage. She reconnected with her late father's business partners, regaining control over her family's empire. The process was not without challenges, Some questioned her capabilities after her recent trials, but Beatrice proved them wrong. Her determination and sharp intellect silenced her critics, and she emerged as a formidable leader. Though Austin and Sophia were in prison, their shadow lingered in Beatrice's life. One day, she received an anonymous letter containing veiled threats and accusations. The letter hinted at allies of Austin and Sophia who sought revenge for their downfall. It was a chilling reminder that the battle was not yet over. Beatrice hired a private investigator to uncover the source of the letter. Meanwhile, she strengthened her security, ensuring her safety as she continued to rebuild. As the investigation unfolded, Beatrice discovered shocking connections between Austin, Sophia, and a broader network of corrupt individuals who had been targeting her family's wealth for years. Determined to learn the full extent of the conspiracy, Beatrice delved into her family's history. She uncovered secrets that had been buried for decades, deals her father had made, enemies he had crossed, and alliances that had crumbled. These revelations painted a clearer picture of why she had been targeted, but they also brought new dangers to light. Among the discoveries was a ledger containing names of individuals involved in the conspiracy. Beatrice realized she had unknowingly been surrounded by people who wished her harm. It was a sobering moment, but also a catalyst for her next move. She resolved to dismantle the network, piece by piece, ensuring no one else could fall victim to their schemes. Beatrice's private investigator unearthed unexpected allies, former victims of the same corrupt network. These individuals, though initially wary, recognized Beatrice's determination and agreed to help her. Together, they formed a clandestine alliance, pooling resources and information to expose the remaining conspirators. This alliance gave Beatrice a renewed sense of purpose. She realized she was not alone in her fight and that her ordeal had the power to inspire others. As their plan took shape, Beatrice became the unifying force that brought the group together, leading them with a mix of strategy and empathy. Beatrice's efforts did not go unnoticed. The conspirators, now aware of her actions, began retaliating. Sabotage attempts on her business, smear campaigns in the media, and even direct threats became frequent. Yet, Beatrice refused to back down. She used every attack against her as an opportunity to outmaneuver her enemies. One night, a failed break-in at her mansion revealed the conspirators' desperation. The would-be intruder was caught and interrogated, providing crucial information about the network's inner workings. Beatrice's resolve only strengthened, knowing she was closing in on her enemies. Amid the chaos, Beatrice met someone who reignited her faith in love. Alexander, a journalist investigating corruption, crossed paths with her during her quest for justice. His intelligence, integrity, and unwavering support stood in stark contrast to Austin's deceit. Slowly, Beatrice allowed herself to trust again. Their bond deepened as Alexander became involved in her mission. He used his platform to expose the conspirators, turning public opinion against them. Their partnership blossomed into something more, giving Beatrice hope for a future beyond revenge and betrayal. A shocking betrayal rocked Beatrice's alliance. One of her trusted allies was revealed to be a double agent, feeding information to the conspirators. The betrayal was a painful reminder of the risks involved in her fight, but it also exposed vulnerabilities within the network. Using the betrayal to her advantage, Beatrice planted false information that led the conspirators into a trap. It was a risky move, but it paid off, allowing her alliance to dismantle a significant part of the network. With the network weakened, Beatrice focused on bringing its leaders to justice. She coordinated with law enforcement, providing them with evidence that tied the conspirators to a series of financial crimes. The operation required precision and secrecy, but Beatrice's meticulous planning ensured its success. One by one, the conspirators were arrested, their empire crumbling under the weight of their own greed. Beatrice's victory was bittersweet. She had sacrificed so much to reach this point, but the satisfaction of justice outweighed the pain. As the dust settled, Beatrice began envisioning a new chapter in her life. She sold the mansion that had been tainted by betrayal and moved into a modest yet elegant home. She also established a foundation to help victims of fraud and betrayal, turning her pain into a force for good. Her relationship with Alexander flourished, providing her with the love and support she had always craved. Together, they built a life based on trust and mutual respect, a stark contrast to the deception that had once defined her world. In a surprising twist, Beatrice received a letter from Sophia. It was a heartfelt apology, written from prison, expressing remorse for her actions. Sophia revealed that she had been manipulated by Austin and others, blinded by greed and fear. Though Beatrice was wary, she chose to forgive Sophia, finding peace in letting go of her anger. Beatrice's journey was one of pain, betrayal, and triumph. She emerged from the shadows stronger than ever, a beacon of resilience and hope. Her story became a testament to the power of perseverance and the ability to turn even the darkest moments into opportunities for growth. With the conspirators brought to justice, Beatrice shifted her focus to reclaiming her family's legacy. The Hughes name had been tarnished by scandal and betrayal, but Beatrice was determined to restore its reputation. She launched a series of philanthropic initiatives, investing in education, healthcare, and community development projects that resonated with her late father's vision. The Hughes Foundation quickly became a force for good, earning widespread acclaim. Beatrice's unwavering commitment to her cause won her the respect and admiration of those who had once doubted her. Her resilience became a beacon of hope for others, proving that even in the face of adversity one could rise stronger. Despite her progress, Beatrice's nightmares often dragged her back to the betrayal she had endured. Memories of Austin's deception and Sophia's betrayal lingered like ghosts, haunting her quiet moments. Therapy became a crucial part of her healing process, helping her confront the pain and find closure. Alexander, ever supportive, encouraged her to focus on the present and the future they were building together. With his love and her growing confidence, Beatrice began to find peace. Though the scars remained, they became a testament to her strength, reminding her of the battles she had overcome. Beatrice's forgiveness of Sophia was tested when she received news that Sophia had been granted parole. While Sophia promised to stay away and rebuild her life quietly, Beatrice couldn't shake the unease of trusting someone who had caused her so much pain. Sophia's release stirred mixed reactions among Beatrice's friends and allies. Some saw it as an opportunity for closure, while others feared it was a mistake. Beatrice chose to trust her instincts, maintaining a cautious distance while leaving the door open for redemption. Beatrice's private investigator uncovered remnants of the conspiracy, assets hidden overseas and a few conspirators who had evaded capture. This revelation reignited Beatrice's determination to see justice fully served. She resumed her fight, working tirelessly to expose the remaining criminals. The operation required immense focus and courage, but Beatrice refused to let fear deter her. With Alexander and her allies by her side, she navigated dangerous territory, dismantling the last vestiges of the network that had nearly destroyed her. Through the challenges, Beatrice's relationship with Alexander grew stronger. His unwavering support and shared commitment to justice created a bond unlike anything Beatrice had experienced before. Together, they dreamed of a future filled with love, purpose, and stability. Alexander proposed during a quiet evening by the ocean, presenting Beatrice with a simple yet elegant ring. Overwhelmed with emotion, she accepted, realizing she had finally found the love she had always deserved. Their engagement symbolized a fresh start, untainted by betrayal or deceit. Sophia re-entered Beatrice's life in an unexpected way. A chance encounter revealed that Sophia had been working to expose individuals who had manipulated her during her affair with Austin. She provided valuable information that helped Beatrice and her team uncover the final pieces of the conspiracy. Though wary, Beatrice acknowledged Sophia's efforts and accepted her assistance. The collaboration was uneasy but fruitful, leading to the capture of the last fugitive conspirators. For the first time, Beatrice saw a glimmer of the friend she had once trusted. The final arrests marked a turning point for Beatrice. She held a press conference, sharing her journey of betrayal, resilience, and justice. Her story captivated the public, inspiring countless individuals who had faced their own trials. The Hughes Foundation gained even greater prominence, becoming a symbol of integrity and hope. Beatrice's victory was not just personal, it was a statement that justice could prevail, even in the darkest circumstances. With the past finally laid to rest, Beatrice focused on the future. She expanded her foundation's efforts, creating programs to support survivors of betrayal and fraud. Her experiences gave her a unique perspective, allowing her to connect with others on a deeply personal level. Beatrice also embraced a quieter life with Alexander. They planned their wedding, choosing an intimate ceremony surrounded by close friends and family. For the first time in years, Beatrice felt a profound sense of peace and contentment. Beatrice and Alexander's wedding was a celebration of love, resilience, and new beginnings. Held in a picturesque garden, the ceremony was simple yet elegant, reflecting their journey together. As they exchanged vows, Beatrice felt a sense of closure, knowing she had finally found her happy ending. Sophia attended as a quiet guest, keeping her promise to rebuild her life away from Beatrice's. Her presence was a reminder of the past but also of the possibility of redemption. Beatrice chose to focus on the joy of the moment, leaving the pain behind. Years later, Beatrice sat in her new home, reflecting on the journey that had brought her here. The scars of betrayal remained, but they no longer defined her. Instead, they had become symbols of her resilience and strength. She had turned her pain into purpose, building a life filled with love, hope, and meaning. Beatrice's story became a legacy, inspiring others to find strength in adversity and fight for justice. As she watched the sunset with Alexander by her side, she knew she had truly triumphed, not just over her enemies, but over the darkness that had once consumed her. The power of resilience had prevailed, lighting her path to a brighter future. That's the end of the story. What did you learn from this amazing story? Please leave a like and subscribe for more interesting stories. Thanks for watching.